51 of this podcast. If you're new, my name is Coach Prez. I'm a full self-proclaimed blue belt philosopher. Here we talk about everything from sports, martial arts, mixed martial arts, and football. We start there and we usually end up these deep philosophical waters, or attempting to answer the difficult questions. Try and find the answers to the unanswerable. Or sometimes we just talk and we end up at a place where no one could have expected. Because if you think about it, this is essentially one of the prime functions of a conversation, is to explore, to find out stuff, all right, to keep it simple. So this is my introduction. Got it out of the way. I'm doing this on a Thursday. Why? Because on Saturday is going to be exactly 1 year since I started the podcast, and I'm going to be on episode 52, and it just looks perfect, seems perfect. 1 year, 52 weeks, 52 episodes. Perfection. Is the quality perfect? No. Is the podcast perfect? No. But is the consistency perfect? Very close to being perfect. So essentially this is about 50% of the reason why I'm doing this today. Okay? I even prepared, look at this. That's new. Look at that's half a liter of Red Bull. I haven't finished it, and I don't plan on finishing it because I want to sleep tonight. But just circumstances. But we move. It's shocking. So, without wasting too much time, let's get into it, okay? First things first. I have to address my picks and my bets and just my thoughts overall on the events from Saturday, which was what? It was the fights. Some people watched my stream where together we watched Dakota fight in MMA. Then we watched Usyk absolutely destroy Daniel Dubois. And then I gave you my prediction and I told you what my bet is going to be for Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway. But we didn't obviously see that. So now we're going to go through it quickly before we move on. Now I got Dakota's fight right. That was easy, wasn't it? I got Usyk's fight right. The thing that annoys me the most is I predicted the punch that is going to catch Dubois. I predicted it 2 minutes before it landed. It was, I think, in the beginning of the exact round that he actually got knocked down and finished. I said, hey, watch, Usyk is going to catch him with a right hook. And guess what happens about 2 minutes later? Boom! Right hook over the top. And he drops him. And then I upload the podcast, and the podcast ends up being 1 hour and 52 or 55, I don't remember, instead of 2 hours and 10 minutes. What actually the live stream was. I don't know, just YouTube does whatever the hell it wants to do. And my prediction got cut off. So all my frustration. But anyway, all that, my visionary abilities got wasted. You know why? Because fucking Dustin Poirier lost. He lost. But I can't blame him, I'm not a big fan of Dustin Poirier. I don't like him, to be honest. I respect him as a fighter, but I don't like him. But think about it. Me, this premier elite decision maker, how did I make the mistake of betting on Poirier? Now looking back, obviously, as people say, hindsight is 2020. I bet on the fighter that is retiring. What is he fighting for? You know, there is no future in front of him when it comes to fighting. Why would I bet on him? I was so stupid. It didn't make much sense. I just saw the odds. I saw his odds were good, meaning he was an underdog. I was like, I think he's going to beat him. He's already beaten the guy twice. So for Max Holloway, if he lost to Dustin Poirier a third time, this would be his second trilogy that he's lost all 3 fights. And that would be like so bad for him. So he had something to fight for, like something real, something serious, apart from defending his belt. Okay? The thing that I didn't know is if you have the BMF belt in the UFC, even the BMF belt comes with pay-per-view points, meaning whoever holds the belt makes more money. I didn't know that, so that's an extra incentive for whoever is holding it. And I bet against him. Why? And even before, obviously, as we were watching music and Dakota and stuff, as I was predicting the fight, giving my prediction, I said, Poirier's got better boxing. Holloway's got better kicks. And I said he's got better kicks. And I just glossed over it as if it's nothing. That was so stupid of me. He's got better kicks. He mixes it up better. And he did really well with his kicks. He's much taller. I underestimated him. He's 2 inches taller. He can fight long. Poirier could not get near him. Max was keeping him at distance, and he didn't throw any singular shots. That was actually good. Because to be fair, for Poirier to catch you, maybe he's going to try and counter, maybe try and go first and third. Okay, but Holloway did not really allow it. Okay, what he was doing is distance, and then you would go in and throw a combo. Pop, 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 pop. You can't really counter a combo. It's difficult. Okay, when you're not throwing singular punches, it's good. You can't really get countered as easily. And Holloway is not throwing power all the time, but his volume is good and his speed is good. He looked quick. Okay, his chin is much better at the higher weight class. So the writing was on the wall. And I looked at all this, glossed over it, and said, yeah, Poirier is going to win. What a moronic pick. How did I make that mistake? This is embarrassing, honestly. But I have to admit it. We have to admit our mistake. So my streak grows to 4 bet losing streak. So I was on 3 winning, and now I'm having a little bit of a slump. 4 bet losing streak. And this weekend I have to fix it. I'm fixing it. I still don't. It's tricky because we've got Whitaker versus René de Rida. And it's tricky because I want to pick Whitaker. But it's like, it's difficult to pick him. But I want to pick him, and I'll probably end up picking him. And then if I pick Derrida, what's going to happen is Whitaker is going to come out and smoke him. And I'll be like, why did I pick against the fighter that I'm actually supporting? Every time, I don't do it often, but inevitably, if I ever try and pick against the fighter that I'm supporting, they end up absolutely having a career best performance. Yeah. So I bet, the other day, I bet on Poirier. I don't like Poirier. And he lost. I should have gone with the fighter that I kind of, not that I like Holloway, but if I had to pick, I would pick Holloway. And I didn't. I just massively overestimated Poirier. He looked a bit weak. He looked like he was past it a little bit. He looked really small compared to Holloway. I wasn't expecting this. I don't know what I was thinking. You know, sometimes you have to realize, as we've talked about this before in poker, it's called when you're playing poker, but your decision making is clouded. And the most important thing is to recognize that your decision making is not ideal, but it's very difficult. And sometimes you think, hey, I'm straight, I'm sharp, but you're not. Because all the information that I'm giving you now about me making a mistake with the pick, it was available to me, and somehow I didn't take it into consideration, which was dumb. It was very obvious. It's so easy to get the fights right in the UFC. You just need a little bit of knowledge about the fighters, about their fighting styles, and obviously, no, you need knowledge. You have to understand the sport. But it's easy. The more information you have, it makes it easy. And I didn't. What the fuck? That's a bad mistake. Anyway, yeah, Poirier lost me my bet, and we'll try and make it. I got the other fight right, which was Islam Dulatov, the model, the Versace runaway model. You know, you're a model, good looking, tall, everything, and you decide I want to be a fighter, and you go to the UFC. What the fuck is this? This guy. He just. Some people were given too much, you know, ability to fight, good looks, tall. What else? Everything. What more can a man ask for? Maybe not so smart, but doesn't really matter. If you can fight and you're good looking, don't really need to be smart, do you? Come on, let's be honest. The guy's got it all. He won. Obviously, I got that fight right. That was good. Then fucking Poirier. Is what it is, though. We move on. I'm gonna get Whitaker and Derrida, guaranteed. I'll get it right. And we also have Peter Yan. I'll get this right. He's gonna win. And I think there is one more fight potentially that I can potentially get right. So if I listen, what I'm gonna do this weekend to make up for my mistake is I'm gonna go a bit safer, but we have to get back to the winning column. It's very important when you're trying to bet and have anything to do with betting is do not get greedy. And the more I bet, especially when I win a couple, my confidence goes up. And I start repeating to myself, it's too easy. I've got it. Yeah, it's too easy. It's easy for me. And then it works for a couple of weeks. And then all of a sudden, boom, you bet on one too many fights. Because as you can see, I always get the majority of fights right. Yeah, if I bet on 4, I'll get 3. I never have it's never the case of like me having 1 out of 4, 1 out of 3. No. I always get at least 75% right. But I have to understand, listen, if I'm only sure about 2 fights, just bet on 2. Don't bet on 5. No, I never bet on 5. I usually keep my bet short, but still a bit smarter. Just a little bit. Okay. That being said, we'll talk about the rest on Saturday in episode 52. Now, what I want to shift to as a topic is the new Superman movie. Now, those that know me or those that have watched the podcast at least a little bit here and there know that fucking I watch superhero movies. I like them, you know. I'm a big fan. I've been fan of superheroes for years. Yeah, for a very, 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 very long time. Actually, let me see if I can show you. Let's see. Let's open my photo. Oh, no. Let's see if I can show you, actually, some stuff. Drawings. Okay, look at this. That's one. Huh? That's me. I was 12 probably when I did this. I'm a big fan. I'm a lifetime superhero fan. That's just one. Let me show you another one. That's another one. Obviously, this is just pictures, but yeah. One more, just last one for the fans. Probably no one's going to see this, but it's fine. It is what it is. One more. I should have one more. Hey, watch this. This is me, yeah? Actually drawing. That's Wolverine, isn't it? I'm a big fan. Big fan. I've always been. They mean something to me. No way is I find them relatable. That's one, because I grew up with them. And two is it's the symbolism. Okay, so I watched the new Superman movie twice. Because as any new superhero movie, I have to go and watch it twice. Just not every single one, but the ones that have at least a little bit something, to hold on to. I watched it the first time. I knew in advance that is gonna disappoint me because the director is James Gunn. James Gunn. Now, for those of you that don't know, I don't even know who's watching this, but whatever, we move. James Gunn is the director of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Just think about the tone of the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's it's very quirky, kind of, very colorful, unorthodox. All the characters are just a bunch of misfits. No giga chads and alpha males. Just all weird characters and weird setups, weird everything. Just weird stuff. Is it a good movie? Yeah. It's not bad, the Guardians of the Galaxy for what it is, you know. But when you talk about a superhero, at least for me personally, and why probably this is my problem with James Gunn. That's why I wouldn't pick him to direct any superhero movie. Is what I don't feel. I believe when you watch a superhero movie, it has to give you something to, like an ideal, something to look up to, something. There is a place for like funny moments, funny movies, but I personally, when I watch a movie, I have to develop an attachment to the character, to the main character. I cannot get attached to a character unless I look up to that character in some way, shape, or form. I can't. I just can't. And James Gunn gives you movies that are full of weird characters, nothing to look up to. Maybe he tries to make them relatable, but then again, we insert my personal preferences, and it's a bad combo. It's a bad mix. So already I knew it's going to be too colorful. The problem was he was always, the whole time he's on Twitter when Superman was in development, talking shit. Not shit, but just talking and talking and talking and talking, as if he's like just a regular fan, just talking about stuff. No, Superman is supposed to be this, not supposed to be that. Like he's some sort of a commentator. No, he should have just shut up, focus on the movie, blah blah blah. So anyway, movie comes out. You go, oh, before that, blah blah. The movie, I don't want his suit to look like a sweatsuit or something like this. Like, what? And he ended up fucking giving Superman boxers. He's wearing his boxers outside his suit. He looks fucking stupid. He looks retarded. Okay, he doesn't look. You don't respect it when you see it. You're like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this guy? What is he? What is he doing? So it's just too silly. And then the main problem now, why I did not really like it. There were a couple of good moments. Maybe there was probably half a good moment that had Superman in it. And then another half a good moment that had Mr. Terrific. He was much cooler than Superman. Much, much cooler. Okay? Which is insane in a Superman movie. The main problem. Listen to this. The way Superman is presented. They established that he's 33 years old. Okay? He's 33 years old. All right, no problem. And then you see him, and he's so emotional. Superman is emotional. He cannot control his emotions or impulses. He barely can. It looks like he developed like his emotional development and maturity is one of a probably 19-year-old teenager. Okay, we're talking about a 33-year-old, basically God, yeah, indestructible force, the most powerful being in the universe, yeah, acting at 33, acting like a 19-year-old. First of all, how is this realistic? This is not realistic. This is retarded. It doesn't make any sense. What are we doing? A 33-year-old God is gonna act like a 19-year-old normal, just teenager, throwing tantrums, reading internet comments, and getting annoyed when someone says super shit or whatever it is. What? This is so unrealistic and annoying that they lost me there. They lost me. What Superman? Where is Superman? I see a child. Think about it. If you are the most indestructible and unstoppable being in the whole universe, would you act like would you be more emotional or less emotional compared to an ordinary human? What do you think? Of course you're going to be less emotional. What is there to be emotional about? You're indestructible. Would things bother you if you know that nothing can hurt you? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Maybe you can say yes, but imagine literally nothing can hurt you. You don't even get old like normal people. You're like a god amongst the, I don't know, some weak animals around you. Basically. I'm not saying that's how Superman sees it, but basically, nothing is gonna be able to influence you that much. You'll be much more stoic. You'll be much more wise, for your age. Okay, obviously he was raised a human, but still, that's why I'm saying for his age, he would be ahead. Having that knowledge inside, nothing can hurt me here. Okay, here I have a mission to show them something that they can aspire to, and he shows them being emotionally immature and weak. Superman. That's why I loved Henry Cavill. I was so pissed off when they let him go. Henry Cavill was Superman. And I don't know why people say it's too dark, this is that. I've just rewatched the Justice League and Man of Steel. Is it dark? Yeah, it is a bit dark. We can't argue this. But it's just my personal opinion. It's just Zack Snyder has the ability to show you what a superhero is, what it's supposed to give you. Zack Snyder can give you these moments when you're like, you get chills, you're inspired. At least for me personally, it just works. New Superman, ask me how many times I got chills, or I was like, oh yeah, that's so cool. Oh my God, where you get that feeling. Health, you know where it was? The scene when he was flying and they had a really cool shot. I don't know who came up with the idea. The shot was from as he's flying from above, so you can see the cape. That was cool, but that was it. Nothing he said, nothing he did, nothing. Everything was like, yeah, I guess it's alright. Even the scene from the trailer when he saved the girl in slow motion, I was like, it's alright, yeah, it's fine. Just nothing. Nothing for me to remember and to take with me for the future. But ask me about Man of Steel, about Henry Cavill, Superman, and the movies. Are the movies shit? Is it this? Is that? Yeah, maybe. But was it cool? Yeah. Well, they like some moments that was so cool that I'll remember forever. Yeah. And this doesn't have that. I already forgot. I don't remember the plot of the movie. I literally barely remember the movie. I just remember stupid suit, Lois being more masculine and smart than Superman. Ridiculous. And but yeah, that was basically it. A lot of colors, a big mess, and that's it. That's all I remember. And that's me when I was trying to look for the positives. I don't mean to be too negative, but I just have to be honest because it's just so disappointing. I can't go and watch it and be like excited or inspired, and I don't need much. Listen to this. When John Wick 4 came out, I watched it 4 times in a row. 4 weeks in a row, I went cinema and watched John Wick Chapter 4. When Batman came out, the last one, The Batman with Robert Pattinson, is it amazing movie? I think it's okay. Looking back, it's okay. It's not a bad movie. I watched it 4 weeks in a row as well. Although twice I fell asleep in the cinema watching it towards the end. Because I found, to me, the villain was a bit underwhelming. Maybe it worked, but I feel like it was just a bit. I feel like the final scene, I don't know whether you call it the culmination or the whatever, was a bit. It was a bit messy, in my opinion. But I watched it 4 times. Why? Because there were cool moments. All I need is a couple of cool moments that I can go back to and look for and be inspired by. And this Superman didn't even have this. I went for the second time just to make sure that I've seen what I've seen. Lois Lane being more masculine than Superman. Nice, well done, good job. Well done. Oh, but it's comic accurate. No, it's not. The fuck? Who cares? Lois Lane is more masculine than the most powerful being in the universe. Yeah, well done. That's very realistic. I enjoyed that so much. That she wanted to dump Superman. The fuck does she think she is? Superman. Tall, handsome, indestructible, smart, everything. What are you talking about? The fuck? Just, it makes me think. Reminds me. I don't know if I'll get back to this topic again. That was somewhat an accurate representation of women, actually. Women like to do this. They um they do something, and I don't mean this in a bad way. This is just an observation. I think this is quite accurate. Listen to this. You know, I don't know if in English whether it's something that people say, but in Bulgarian, you say a man's word. Okay, I'm giving you. This is a man's word. Yeah. When you say I'm giving you my word, yeah, in Bulgarian you say a man's word. And I said, listen, think about it. That's why people say a man's word, not a woman's word. Because a man, yeah, ideally, we're saying, can keep his word. Okay? You say something and you stick to it. Your word means something. As a man, it has to mean something. You're only as good as your word, as they say. But they don't really have the same saying for women. Because why? I would go as far as to say one of the laws of physics, probably, or whatever. One of the laws of existence is that women do not keep their word. They just do not. They don't. They can't. They physically cannot. For some reason. I don't know why. I have a couple of maybe suggestions or yeah, thoughts about it. I'll tell you why. Because think about it. Every single woman that ever existed said, "Oh, I'll never blah 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 blah," and then for the majority, 5 days later, or not even five, maybe less, did exactly that. "Oh, I'll never date someone from the gym." Guess what happens next? Date someone from the gym. "I'll never date someone English." Guess what happens next? Date someone English. And these are two examples that are very relevant and that I have heard with my own ears. It's funny. It's not annoying. It's funny. Obviously, if you're a smart man, you expect it. Once you've seen something, you have to learn your lesson, and then you know. So, this, this I just expected this both times, and I could just laugh at it. But if you don't expect it, if you don't know this crucial law of nature, you'll feel blindsided maybe. You're gonna be like, oh, what the fuck? You're gonna develop negative feelings towards certain person. For example. But yeah, this is my little open and close brackets. They cannot keep their word. I'm not saying men are the best at keeping their word, because the majority of people, you guys should know my stance, is the majority of people is just disappointing overall. Obviously, there is a possibility that my expectations are too high. That's fine. I accept that. But just in general, and this might come back to bite me, but just in general, the majority of people is just a bit disappointing. Just like you stand for nothing. You don't. Your words and actions don't match. That's something very important. You don't need to go out and achieve big things, magical things, change the world. You don't really have to do this. All you have to do to be respected and to kind of have a good life, respectable, is make sure that your words and actions go hand in hand. Yeah. Make sure that you don't just go out and just talk some shit, and you just say stuff, but then your actions directly contradict everything you say. Yeah. Make sure you don't go out and judge people and say what is wrong and what is right, but then you don't know what the fuck you're doing in your own life. Yeah. You're doing things that are bad, but then you're judging other people that are doing bad things. What are you talking about? Yeah. The double standard some people have is just insane. Just some people are so unaware and blind to their own faults that just there are some occasions that I know we've all seen people that have double standards to a point where it's like, that's borderline funny. This is so outrageous. Yeah, this is so outrageous, yeah, that is borderline funny. The double standard. You go out and you judge people for doing this, this, and that, but then at the same time, you're the root cause of society's 90% of failures, basically. Well, might not be as bad, but imagine. I scam people. Yeah. I scam people and I make money out of scamming people. Okay? Or I make money from stealing stuff and then selling it. For example, I do this, but then I have the nerve, yeah, to say what the government should do. What is wrong and what is right? What the fuck are you talking about? Shut up. Just shut up. What are you talking about? You have the nerve to say what the government should this and this and that, or people, or talk about anything to do with morality, but you're lazy. What are you talking about? You don't have the right to have an opinion. You don't get to have an opinion. Sorry, it just doesn't work this way. Your opinion does not matter. It's not valid. The only way for a person to validate their opinion, to give your opinion actually some weight, yeah, to actually earn the right to be heard, is to what? At the very least, you have to be honest first, an honest person. So you don't cheat. Yeah. Don't say things that are not the truth. Okay. That's bare minimum is this, plus at least, yeah, at least have a little bit of an output. Work hard, in other words. At least this. If you're honest and you work hard, then you kind of start gaining the right to have an opinion. Before that, you're not allowed to have an opinion because you're a liar, you're a cheat, and you're lazy. The fuck are you talking about? This is my take on the matter. Just ridiculous double. I don't even remember where I started from. I just knew that this was something that I had to say, and I've said it. But it's good. And okay, and as an extension of this, I see, maybe because it's obviously almost 1 year now since I started this channel. Has the channel exploded? No. Is it borderline failure? Yes, it is. Probably, yeah. Have I progressed? I don't get the sense that I've progressed. I feel like I'm stuck in one place. But then again, I cannot complain. Why? Because this is on my list of priorities. It's like number 7, and it's just, it is what it is. I'm trying to do something. I somewhat wish for something to happen, but I'm not making it happen. So I have to take responsibility about the lack of success and traction that this channel is getting. I'm not really putting enough effort in the thumbnails, descriptions, and yeah, output is not very high. You know, I don't go in, I'm not hitting a niche. I'm just talking about whatever I want to talk about, just having fun, basically. And obviously, this is reflected in the results that I'm getting. All right, so I can't complain about this. It wouldn't be fair. But what I want to say is, there is a lot of people that, let's say, I'm seeing just a lot of people start YouTube, and they probably are gonna be more successful than me quicker. Multiple reasons. Content format, yeah. Thumbnails, stuff like that, the little things that actually make a difference. But the content itself, the information itself, the message, it's not the right message. It's just not the right message. Just so many people go online and just talk absolute rubbish. They talk crazy shit, useless information, just repeating the same dumb propaganda that everyone does. Now, I recently saw a girl start her YouTube channel, and I clicked on it, and it was just the most basic dumb shit I've ever heard. She started the video, yes, saying something along the lines of, here we're doing, or we're working on, here I'm gonna help you to believe in yourself and have higher confidence. The fuck? Have more confidence. How? Actually, I'm tempted to open the video and just see what she said exactly. Have basically how to have more confidence. But it was like, just like how to think higher of yourself, pretty much. What? Actually, you know what? Bear with me. I'll open the video. I'll play it to myself. I'm not gonna show you. But it was just outrageous. It wasn't anything over the top. It was just stupid. Just stupid. And let's check the channel. It probably already has more fucking subscribers than me or whatever. The video itself had more likes than any of my videos, and I've been doing this for a year now, basically. So you might come across as me being a hater, but at the end of the day, you know what? We've known that my rise to the top is going to be very slow and gradual, and I'm okay with this. So I'm not really a hater, because I don't, like, it is what it is. If that's what people want, that's what they get. Yeah. you have to understand, or at least I understand that my message is a difficult one to accept and to listen to. Because just think about how many people have the patience to actually sit and listen to this long form, kind of slow burn podcast that is so that like wide ranging, that is too difficult to, I don't know, to find the right audience. And also, you could think, who am I to talk about all that stuff? Which both very valid points. So I have no ill will towards anything. But let's see. Let's see, guys. And after this, we're gonna finish here. Why can I not find it? Why am I not finding it? Upload date. Da, da, da. 54 subscribers, yeah. 1,100 views on the first video. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Here we're gonna look at problems from everyday life. We're gonna learn how to have more confidence. But the wording is, it's not how to improve our confidence or how to have more confidence, it's how to have bigger self-esteem, roughly, yeah? So I'm translating. And of course, how to be proud of ourselves. What? What the fuck are you talking about? What is there to learn? How to have more confidence and be more proud of yourself? Is that? Am I missing something? Oh, so don't forget to subscribe. All right. First and most important thing to improve yourself is to let go of the past. Don't live in the past. Show me the past. No, honestly, show me. Let me see it. You can't. What the fuck? I'm just giving you word for word. This is ridiculous. 1,100 views, by the way. Yeah? This is the first minute of the video. Just retarded stuff. Pretty much. I'll have to check whether my mic caught what I was listening to. But yeah, just shocking, guys. Stuff like that is going to get more traction than this. I think, at the very least, yeah. I'm giving you things to think about. Or maybe I'm giving myself things to think about. Because first and foremost, I'm kind of challenging myself with all this. Because think about it. Out of 52 episodes, how many of those episodes someone has actually got to this point, like 50 minutes in? That's questionable. I don't know. Not many, I would guess. Not many. Because again, it's just the form of the content. So I guess just to finish this podcast, my message to myself is if I even never see this again, because I don't know if I'm going to watch this podcast again. My message to myself is to me in the future that is watching this, my current state is good. I'm okay. And keep, keep working, because nothing comes without work anyway. Don't worry about short-term success. Quick fixes do not exist. Accept this and keep moving. Just keep moving. And I know that me in the future is gonna know this. Sigh. Just almost a sign of it. Just head down and keep going. The grind is gonna pay off sooner or later. But hard work is a reward in of itself. Yeah, that's it. We're good to wrap up now. This podcast is finished. Thank you for watching, listening, and everything else. And I guess thank you for not watching and not listening as well. I guess you can't force people to learn things that they don't want to learn. You can't teach someone something that they're not ready to take. Thanks again, and I'll see you on Saturday. Goodbye.